All right, I came back on there for a little bit because I went in there and laid down, couldn't relax. The kids are asleep, so I didn't have them to pick on. So it's just me and the GSP hanging out. Check him out. He's Rex. Come here. Come here. Come. 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 Come here. Rex, come. He is 100% wired. Goodness. That's funny. These dogs, I have a male and a female. That's my male right here. They're spoiled. They sleep on top of me. They sleep in the bed with me. He's pretty wild. Um, but we got a little building out here outside the house that we have set up. It's like kind of like our family space. It's a little 12 by 16. We just turned into it's our little sanctuary where we come just to close the door and leave the cell phones and technology aside and spend some family time. We can watch movies. We can do all kinds of stuff. But we got set up where I can do some stuff on here. And let's see if you can see this guy. He is full of energy. I love my doggies. There he is. Hey, Rex. That's my buddy right there. He's I don't know if anybody knows anything about GSPs, German short hair pointers. We call them Velcro dogs, and there's a reason for that. They are very clingy. Like mine sleep in the bed with me. How many dog lovers we got out there? Got any dog lovers? Any dog lovers? Any dog lovers out there? Any tips on how to get one from jumping over the fence and taking off? I invested my female dog GSP. She doesn't go anywhere, but this guy, he will go anywhere he can. We got him one of the halo collars, just in case he takes off. What you see, buddy? What you see? Just in case he takes off, we can find him pretty fast. Dogs, they become our kids. He's just like a toddler. You don't keep an eye on him, he's gone. But he's a good boy. He's about 3 years old now. We love him to death. I'm so thankful for my animals. How'd everybody's week go? Did everybody have a good week at work? I'm glad it's Friday. It's the weekend. I hate to say it, but you only got 2 more days and we gotta go back again. Hey, hush. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's my buddy Rex. Me hanging out in the shed out here. Yep, he wanted to say something. See there? Ain't he cool? He's my buddy. He's a good boy. Good dog. These are good, smart dogs. But if you ever, like, I know a lot of people, they think, oh, God, they're just so cute and they want to get one. Do your research before you get them. You got to train them. If you don't train them, they will tear everything in your house apart, one shred at a time. Like, no kidding. I used to breed, I used to raise them and breed them and stuff. And when people would come and want one, I would almost discourage them not discourage them, but I would try to say, hey, listen, do you know what you're getting into? This is not a normal dog. This is a very high strung dog that if you don't train it, it will tear every part of your house up. And I don't know if we got anybody that knows what I'm talking about, but if you don't, they'll tear you up, buddy. Tear your house up. Hope everybody had a good week. Uh, I'm from the South, in case you can't tell. Country boy with a big heart for Jesus. Um, I try to, when I talk on here, I try to incorporate a little bit of, how much I love Jesus and what he's done for my life. What state am I from? North Carolina. Small town in North Carolina. What about you, East 13? Alabama. Love Alabama. Been there a few times. On the Gulf side. Beautiful place. Alabama. Um, Knew some good folks from Alabama. Used to work for some people from Alabama. And we all, like, it don't matter what part of the South you're from. You can be from Louisiana. That's a whole different Southern accent. Alabama's a whole different Southern accent. North Carolina, it's a whole other accent. So it's pretty cool. But I like talking to people and meeting new people all over. So I started doing this kind of stuff, and just wanted to get on here and just trying to encourage people and talk with people, and been to North Carolina. It's nice. Yeah, the part I live in is about 40 minutes east of Charlotte. I live way out. It's out in the country part. Small town. I do live in a neighborhood, but where I grew up, we were, we were spread out. We didn't have close neighbors, and Ann owns a lake house in North Carolina. I do a lot of work down around the lake. Which lake do you know? I'm near Lake Hickory, Lake Norman. Uh, no, that's okay. Um, yeah, it's been pretty cool. Uh, Today is my wife would say it's freezing cold. It's been a beautiful day for me, in my opinion. Hey, y'all send me. I know I'm a guy, but feel free to send me one of those rose things. I'll give it to my wife. Need more people on me like TikTok. Well, I'm just on here to share stories with people. I love Jesus and what he's done for my life, and when I got saved at 32 years ago, I went down a very dark road, path of destruction. I thought life was going to get better, but I didn't. I look back now and I see the folks that tried to help me and reach out to me, and as a 15-year-old kid, I didn't care, didn't want to hear it. Just kept marching to the beat of my own drum, and before you know it, you're doing really dumb things, and went on a path of destruction for about 13 years where I finally fully surrendered, and started learning that, I've been to so many churches, and through that 13 years, I'd go to these churches and just hear preachers you didn't feel a presence. You didn't feel it, uh, you didn't hear like, all you were just made to feel like you're worthless, and you're not worthless. Jesus made each and every one of you. I don't care what color you are or who you love. He loves everybody. Um, I want to be a blessing to people. Uh, I've been in the darkest places in the world on my path of destruction. That stuff that I put myself in, and probably shouldn't even be here to this day. And I want to get on here and tell stories to encourage people and help people, because it don't matter what you're going through. You can go through, uh, death, loss, tragedies. Um, God, if you believe and really get out of your own way and let God move, He'll work. He'll work in your life. I've seen Him do it. It's been on my heart, mind, and soul for the past couple of weeks, just to keep Him a part of my daily life and stop being a every time I need something prayer, and just pray every day. We have to put that armor on every day and shield ourselves every day, because if you don't, you're opening up the door you're opening up a window for the devil. Just you're giving the devil room, and you know, um, uh, you're opening up the devil, um, room for the devil to jump on in there, and so you don't do that. I'll see if I can pin this thing again. Yeah, somebody can hit that rose button. Give me a rose. I think it's a rose. I mean, even if you're a dude, you give it to me, I'll give it to my wife. There you go. Thank you. Anything you can do to help. I'm trying to build an audience for encouragement. We got so much crazy stuff going on in this world. We all need each other. God didn't make us to be alone. He didn't make us to be alone. He made us to um, he made us to want to be around other people. And sorry, my dog's distracting me. My little GSP. If y'all just join, let me show you. Rex, come here. That's my little buddy right here. He's my buddy. He's cool. He thinks he rules things, but he don't. But he will sleep on top of you. If you don't know what GSP is, they're German short-haired pointers. They're bird dogs. Smart, but if you ever decide to get one, do your research, because I'll tell you right now, if you don't do your research, guess what? You're going to be bringing a dog home and not doing your research. If you do not train these dogs, they will rip everything to shreds in your house within 30 seconds when you turn your back on them. Let's see. But you do have to train them. You do have to train them. Sorry, I wasn't like, I took my meds today. There's like a moth or something in here that's we're getting ready to fight. You know what I mean? No, it's not. It's just the TV. Uh, this is a little. So I built at my house. I have a 20 by 26 garage that uh, I finally was able to get to where I work on a lot of four wheelers and stuff like that on the side, and I love tinkering with stuff. So I got my shop, but this is a 12 by 16 building that I built originally to work in, and we've turned it into like our family sanctuary. It's rustic. You can see the old Coke machine in the back. We got a big couch in here. little big TV, got heat and air, and we turned it into a place um, uh, for our family to come. And I hadn't done it yet, but we just got this done, and to do stuff like this, and also to, or like, have you ever noticed now today when we go to family get-togethers, everybody, you look around and everybody's texting each other, like you'll be sitting over there texting your cousin that's sitting 2 rows down from you at Thanksgiving. So my mother-in-law started a couple years ago the cell phone basket when you come over for holidays. Uh, she Everybody's cell phone's got to go in the basket, and that's kind of what we're going to start out here when we come out here. It's a place for us to talk, pray, be together, and kick back, and just, it's kind of like our little safe haven, so to speak. But uh, I've got it where we can heat it and cool it, and it's insulated, and it's a cool little place. I love it. Um, let's see here. I need a rose. Can somebody send me a rose? Is there a rose on there that you can send me? I think I pinned it on there. I need to get some more. I'm trying to grow an audience. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. That helps. Stuff like that helps. They got all these, like at my job, my full time job I work. We got, everybody's got metrics. I mean, I don't care what you do. If you, um, doesn't matter what you do. We got metrics for everything, just like this TikTok. And I'm trying to get an audience, get some followers, follow, share some stuff. I got some good stories on my profile. It's hard to know if somebody existed 2,000 years ago. How do we know Jesus existed 2,000 years ago? That's a good question. How do we know that Jesus existed 2,000 years ago? Well, other than the fact that I didn't grow up in a Christian home. I wasn't raised in a Christian home. Jesus found me at 15 years old. Uh, so I I believe the Bible. I've seen God work miracles. Um, I got saved when I was 15. We had a tragedy in our life, and I had been to church maybe 2 or 3 times, and we were at the grand opening of Walmart. This was 32 years ago. I'm with one of my aunts, and well, actually 2 of my aunts and one of my aunts' husbands. We get a call in the new grand opening of Walmart. One of our really close family members, it was a cousin of mine, 6 years older than me at the time. She was 21, beautiful person. Lost her life in a car wreck that day. And as we were walking up to leave the parking lot, my uncle and I were having to carry one of my aunts because she just was, physically upset. I got you. Give me a minute. I'm getting to it. 2,000 years ago. Give me 1 second, and I will get to that. But we're walking up, and a man and woman that was there at the grand opening walks over to us and says, "Hey, I'm a pastor. Can I pray for you?" And that, to me, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. I could feel God. I mean, I felt Him at that very moment. And that's my story on that. But 2,000 years ago, well, so that right there was evidence to me that God was real. And if you get into the Word of God and you read the Bible, um, uh, that's when the time started. When Jesus, uh, when He died on the cross and everything. So my biggest, if you're looking at it from a uh, if you're looking at it from a common sense perspective, let's say like evolution, scientists say we evolved from monkeys. Okay, well, if that's the case, then why are there still monkeys? I mean, if the Earth is, um, a billion years old. Why are we not way further in technology than we are right now? I grew up in the 80s. I'm 47 years old, and I remember having to hold the antenna for 45 minutes to an hour while my dad watched Andy Griffith. We would have been a lot further in technology. Uh, yeah, I know you're coming at a historical perspective, but I just believe, you see how I don't know how old you are or where you're from, but you see how much the world's grown. I know from being from a small town, my small town's turned into a big town. And if the earth was old, it's just common sense. I mean, if it was if it was a million years old, this wouldn't be, I wouldn't have grew up in a small town. I would have grew up in, you just, you have to, uh, yeah, the bunny, yeah, I remember the bunny ear days, right? And, but you just have to look at it from a common point. I mean, can I sit here and tell you that I know for a fact that it's 2,000 years ago? I'm just going by what the Bible says. And from what I've learned about the Bible, there's not one single part that you can take and read it every day and apply it to your everyday life, and your life will not change. You will not be better. If excuse me, you will be better um, spiritually when you build that relationship with Jesus daily, not when we just want. Bible's full of parables and symbols. If you don't know how to interpret it, you'll lead people astray. No, I don't believe that. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I believe everybody. If you've known Jesus for 5 minutes or 2 days or 30 years, I believe anybody um, can be a witness to God. Do I know every verse, every word, heart by heart? I'm trying to learn it, but I do know a lot of verse. I do know a lot about the Bible. I know enough to tell people about Jesus, and I don't think if I'm praying and telling Him to use me as a vessel to get on here and talk, and I feel peace about what I'm saying, I don't feel like I'm leading anybody astray or leading anybody wrong. God's just, I mean, you have to look at it in a simple perspective. God is, we're His children, and He made you. I don't care who you are, what color are you love. Just like we become parents with our kids, we're not perfect. We don't know how to. There's stuff that we don't know that we learn along the way. Doesn't mean I'm gonna not. Yeah, I may confuse my kids sometimes. I may, we make mistakes because we're human. So it doesn't matter to me if I know every detail from Genesis to Revelation, but I'll tell you one thing. I do a lot of research, and I try to get my facts right and my facts straight from reliable sources. And the thing that I've been working on the past week is crucifixion and the cross and what it means to me and what it means to us. And I really started just digging into this, just reading this and watching this video. This guy that was in Jerusalem and Bethlehem, and just going through all the stuff that it was pretty neat, and um, so Jesus, when you know when when they turned on him and the Romans were leading it, they were flogging him uh, with it's called a flagrum. It's what the Romans use. It's like a leather strap, maybe 3 feet long, and it has leather pieces on the end. It can have metal, bones, all kinds of stuff, but it's meant to rip, parts of your skin down to your bone. It's meant to terrorize your nerves. It's meant to cause you a lot of blood loss. And so before they start walking him to Calvary to crucify him, uh, they they beat him first, of course, and then they put the 100-pound cross and made him carry it. And after the beating, so he's struggling to even carry the cross. And I'm just like, I'm watching all this stuff, and I'm just picturing this as a father, somebody just looking down at their kids, and somebody's just hurting them and tormenting them and doing this stuff to them, and you just want to reach over there and you just want to grab them people. And in the stories and in the Bible, it tells us the the um the skies went gray at the time. I'm just in my mind, I'm just picturing this, and God, he's just like the sky. I can just picture him just wanting just to reach down there and just grab these people up, and he has the power to do it, but that's not part of his plan, right? So he has to let it go on. He has to let it happen. Jesus had to die on the cross in order for us to be saved. So and I'm just picturing all this in my mind while this is going on. And um he walked, I think it was 2 football field lengths. The Roman soldiers escorted him up there, and they nail him up there on the cross. They got the crown of thorns on his head, and he's the purpose of all this is basically, he has to lift up. He can't hardly breathe on the cross because there's nails in his feet. He's been beat so bad, and he has to lift up to catch a breath. And when he lifts up, it's just like agonizing pain, just like carrying the cross the 2 football field lengths. It was just agonizing pain, complete agonizing pain, and it was just it's real. It just became. I was sitting there and I was studying all this past week, looking at it, listening to these videos, listening to these people speak. Good sources, good reliable sources. Not talking about just Bible believers. I'm talking about like historians, like what were over there and like did their research, did their homework, and it was pretty. I was just it just gave me it just. Can you imagine for just 1 minute if I can just take you there? Just close. Just picture this man that is trying to lead people and tell people he's the Messiah, he's here, and all these people are mocking him, spitting on him. They're beating him uh, with the whips, and uh, flagrum is what they called it back then. It just had pieces of bone, pieces of metal, and they're whipping him. And I think they called the wooden cross, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, tambulin is a tambulin or something like that is what they called it, what we call the cross. But they built a tambulin, and I might not be saying that right. And oh, absolutely, yeah. I pray before I get on here. I pray every time I get on here. I pray that God just use me as a vessel. But I'm sitting here, and I'm picturing all this in my head, and I'm when I'm hearing these stories and I'm reading and I'm putting Bible verses together with it, and this he's like, you as a father, I can't imagine somebody hurting my kid, and I can have the power to stop it and just sit there and watch it. I mean, can you imagine let somebody hurting your kid? Can somebody hurting your kid? Can you imagine somebody like you, and you being able to stop it, but you have to step back and just watch it happen? I don't know about y'all, but that would be hard for me to do. But the thing is, Jesus, he said he was the way and the truth and the light, and nobody comes to the Father but by him, and that's pretty simply put. But Jesus, you know, eh, he's the whole time I'm studying this again. I'm trying to paint this picture for y'all so you really get what I'm saying. If you can just picture for a minute a crowd of people, and they're taking this flagrum, and they're whipping him with it. This is before they make him carry the cross. This is before they put the cross on his back. They're whipping him with it, and it's just, I mean, whipping him constantly, and it's just ripping parts of his skin. And his mother Mary's just sitting there, just watching it. Everybody's watching it happen. They're laughing at him. They're mocking him. Why don't you stop this? If you say you're the king, why don't you stop? Why don't you? Because that was not part of the plan. But of course, he performed several miracles back then. Um, but you just imagine just seeing this happen. I mean, we see crazy stuff in the world all the time going on live around us, but just a uh, uh, an amazing, thing that, well, you just, back to my story, you picture this, they're beating this man, and he loves everybody, and he's here to save everybody, and they're just beating him like, just the worst, the thing you can imagine. These things are made to tear into your nerves, tear parts of your bone. Some people go unconscious and die from it back then. That was part of the punishment. And then they throw the tibulum, which is what we call the cross, on his back, which causes more pain because it's opening up the wounds it's already trying to immediately close, and it's bearing down, and he has to carry this cross 2 football field lengths to the to the to the heel, and they nail him up there. And that's when the skies went gray and the dark, the clouds are, and I'm just picturing this, the clouds are dark, they're rolling over the sky, and they just, I'm sitting here and I'm closing my eyes, and I'm just picturing this in my head, and you just know God just wants to reach down, and Jesus is nailed to the cross, and he's just up there saying, why why are you letting this happen? Why have you forsaken me? And then he, y'all know the rest of the story. They put him in a tomb. They The Romans guarded that tomb because he told them that he would rise 3 days later, and they said his followers, they didn't want nobody stealing the body and of him, and then that would start a whole nother prophecy, that, or a falsehood, as the Romans called it. They that would start a whole nother issue. So they put a guard at his tomb, and the best thing about it, 3 days later, he was gone. He was gone. His body wasn't there. And that's, he did that for you. He did that for me. And you don't have to believe in him. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can think it's just a story. You can just you can keep on believing that. But I choose. I don't know how to explain it, but when you actually surrender your life to God, you can feel Him. You can feel His presence. I said a prayer the other day. I said, Lord, if this reaches, and I can put, I don't know how to, I'm still learning this technology, but I screenshotted it, and I talked to this man, still talking to this man. I said, if you can send me one person, I feel, sometimes you get on here, we feel like we're talking to ourselves. Just send me one person. If I reach one person and I lead them to you, Lord, that's all I want to do. And I was on that live video for 30 seconds, and this man gets on there and said, man, I just clicked on my phone and I seen this. I'm hurting bad, and I need help, and I'm lost. And so I just started, I was talking about the day or something. I can't remember what I was talking about, but I just started pouring into him and just telling him that God loves him, because he does. And at no matter what situation that you are going through, what you're dealing with, when you move aside and get out of your own way, the biggest thing I struggle with, I try to fix everything now. I try to fix everything. And, we all try to fix things ourselves, but if you just move aside and get out of your own way, he's already in our tomorrow. He's already in our next year. He knows what's going to happen. You just got to trust him, and it's it's the most peaceful thing in the world. It'll set you free. But you have, so I'm looking at these comments. This guy says, I just have questions. Don't you? No, I don't have any doubts. I don't have any questions. I did at one time in my life, and he found me in a Walmart parking lot, and I never questioned it again. And I thought my life was going to get better when I turned my life over to God. It didn't. It got worse, because looking back, there were people that were trying to reach out to a 15-year-old kid, me, and tell me you need to get into church, you need to surround yourself with these people, stop hanging out with these people. And as a 15-year-old, I'm like, screw you, no, I'll do what I want to do. I'll do exactly what I want to do. Um, you know, uh, I'll do exactly what I want to do. I don't care what you think. I don't care what for 13 years, I started on a path of destruction until I finally fully surrendered my life to Him. And I watched Him change my life. And then at that point, I wasn't an everyday prayer. I wasn't engaged with the Bible. But I can tell you from experience, when I did fully surrender myself and let Him take control, let Him, big decisions in your life, big things that you don't understand that you're going through or why this happens. Listen, Christians are not perfect. Will never be perfect. In fact, the devil comes at us more than he will anybody else because the devil's already got the other people where he wants them. And the hardest thing is the biggest thing that I've learned in 32 years, and that's 13 of them, 12 years, give or take, uh, going down a path of destruction, and then 20 years of truly trying to walk with Him. And then now, the point in my life where I've learned at 47 years old, when I wake up in the morning, the first person I talk to is God. I get on my knees and pray, let this day be for you. If move in our lives, work in our lives. We've been praying about homeschooling our two boys. I got 3 children, a beautiful wife. We've been praying about homeschooling our kids. We've had the prayers are answered, but it's amazing when you start getting out of your own way and let Him take control. When you get out of your own way and you let Him take control, miracles will happen in your life. They may be small miracles, they may be big miracles. You may feel like you're never going to get out of the situation that you're in ever. But you will if you give it all to God. If you trust Him and follow Him and you talk to Him daily. There's Bible apps. Uh, you know, if I could have dinner with anyone who's dead or alive, if you can have dinner with anyone, can you sense when someone is going to die? You might have to reword that. I don't really understand what you're saying. If I could have dinner with anyone that was dead or alive or famous, uh, I really don't know how. I mean, let's think about that one. If I could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive or famous, my mother passed away. Um, she's been gone for a long time. I'd probably say I'd like to have dinner with her one time and get to talk to her. It's hard to lose uh, a parent. Um, don't care about famous people. Don't worry. I don't. I don't. I mean, it. You know, it would be cool to travel back in time. Maybe we'll have a time machine one day, but I don't think that'll ever happen. But um, hey, Blinken, Big K. I'm not understanding what you're saying there, bro. Let's see. Can you sense when someone is going? Oh, I get what you're saying. No, no, don't have any special powers. I just have the power of the Holy Spirit in my running through my veins, and He's in control of that, not me. Oh, He's in control of that. Somebody send me a flower on here. Somebody send me a rose. I'll give it to my wife. I know I'm a dude. If you're a dude and you want to send it, somebody send me the flower. I think I just posted it on there. Yo, what's up? Good. How are you? Do I know you? I don't know the name. I can't see the picture because I barely can see. I've been good. How are you? It's kind of funny sitting here talking to yourself in the camera. It's like, I'm your girlfriend. Oh, okay. I didn't know I had a girlfriend, but that's good to know. I hope my wife ain't watching. Rex, did you know I had a girlfriend? Come here, buddy. Come, come. You say hey? Come. There's the pooch. Come here, buddy. Look here. That's my cool buddy. That's my partner in crime right here. Yep. Say hey to him. That's a cool guy right there. My buddy. German short hair pointer. If you get one, do your research before you get one. I was telling before, they'll rip you apart. They'll rip your everything you got up in your house. That new couch you just bought, the thing will be gone. Look, he wants to say hey again. Looky, say hey, buddy. Look, look right here, right here. Look, say hey. These are the coolest dogs in the world. I love them. I like pit bulls too. We had a pit where it lived to be a long time, and when she died, we were all in tears. I mean, they become part of your family, you know. So this guy said, he says he's my girlfriend. All right, thank you. Hey, Gabe. Yeah, he's a pretty dog. He's I got a female. Uh, thought he knocked something over. I got a female. How you doing on this fine night? I'm doing wonderful. I went in there to try to lay down for a little bit. I'm gonna be working second shift at work, and my hours are kind of trying to. Yeah, he's already laid back down. He's tired, boy. Ain't you? You tired, boy? He's all comfortable down there. You can see him just chilling out on the couch. His name is Rex. My female, her name's Maggie. I had to get one of those halo collars for him because he'll jump a fence and he's an escape artist. Yep, Gabe says hey to you. Uh, he'll jump a fence and take off. So that halo, I can track him down with my four wheeler, and he'll just chase my four wheeler back home. But usually he'll stay around the house. He does pretty good, but they're hunters. These dogs are hunters. If they see a rabbit, snake, squirrel, bird, whatever, they point at it and then they're gone. And my female dog, she listens a little bit better. But these dogs, if you ever decide to get one, they're German short hair pointers. GSPs is what short for it. If you do not train them, they will tear everything you have up. Everything. Uh, Somebody send me a rose right there. I don't care if you're a dude. I think I didn't. I have somebody saying there was my girlfriend on there. Uh, Send me a rose. I'll give it to my wife. I'm sorry if I don't respond. These comments are just going like up through there fast, and I'm a technology challenge, so I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. Pretty cool though. All the technology and stuff we got out there in the world today. Pretty wild, isn't it? I mean, you could. I never thought that I would see a day like I grew up where you had to stretch. You had the phone hanging on the wall, and like if you got a phone call from your friend during the summertime, he would leave a message, and it might be a week before you called him back. Now we walk around with these devices glued to us. Technology is a good thing, but it can be a bad thing too. I mean, there's times I'll throw my phone, leave it at the house, and just take off. You know, if you hadn't done that in a long time, do it. Uh, you might go out there and get lost because you don't have your GPS, but it's fun. I've done it. You get lost. I mean, get lost. You don't. These devices, and the older I get, the more I think, do we really need them? I mean, yeah, they're nice to have, but they're such a damn distraction. I mean, they're so like you everybody like I was telling before. We go to family functions, Thanksgivings, holidays, and stuff, and just look around anywhere you go, and you probably don't notice it because you might be one of those that do it. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of sitting there on my phone all the time, all day long. Me and my wife will be sitting there trying to have a conversation, and I can't stand when I'm talking to somebody and they got their phone in their hand and they're just looking at it and they're doing this, and I'm like, "Are you even listening to me?" Um, but I'm guilty of that too. Uh, Not, but the technology sometimes I'm like, what happened to the old fat man when we were kids, teenagers? We would, I'm from the country, we would build big old bonfires. Um, I mean, like, we would build huge bonfires. Like, we would build big bonfires, pickup trucks backed up, doing stuff we wasn't supposed to be doing. But we were living. We wasn't looking at a phone, sitting at home, talking to our buddy that lived beside of us. We were out there playing, building forts, running through the woods, um, near death experiences on bicycles. We didn't have helmets, we didn't wear helmets, but we lived. I mean, we had I would not trade that time I grew up for anything else in this world. I would not trade it. I grew up in the 80s, the best music, the best years. I like all kinds of music. Don't get me wrong, but 80s is where it's at. Even some of the 70s. And my wife makes fun of me because me and her, she's 5 years younger than I am. I'm 47. But I like Air Supply. I like some of the old REO Speedwagon. I love that stuff because I grew up hearing it. It just, I hear those songs and it's like they take me back, and 80s rock. Who don't, I mean, Lord Almighty, I could go on and on and on. 80s was a good time to grow up. I like the newer music too. Uh, some of it. Um, I can tolerate. Some of it I can't. But I like bluegrass. I was talking to somebody, I think a hunter guy I work with, I was talking to. Uh, we were talking about bluegrass the other night. Uh, I like bluegrass. I love to hear, picking the banjos and stuff. Pretty cool. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, it's cool. It's been a while. They used to have bluegrass festivals near where I have a lot, but Alabama. I'm from North Carolina. Love Alabama. It's a good place to be. I've been there a couple times. Several. Yeah, North Carolina's pretty cool. I've been here my whole life. I don't know that I could ever move away from here. I'm a homebody. This is where my roots are, and some people want to just get up and take off, but I like staying where I'm at. I don't know that I could move Rocky Top. Yeah, yeah. We're actually thinking about taking a trip, taking my kiddos, going up to maybe Blowing Rock tomorrow. If y'all have never been to Blue Ridge Mountains, beautiful up there, especially this time of year. Um, and I didn't realize that I bought a book one time. In North Carolina, there are so many waterfalls and so many mountains and so many uh, places and trails. Like my wife, she's from Asheville, Pisgah Forest area, and she showed me stuff that, like, I mean, waterfalls that are out of this world beautiful. And um, and I got a book somewhere that tells you all these trails and waterfalls, and we started looking at some of them, and I mean, it's even like the Linville Gorge. If anybody's ever been there, it's like a little mini Grand Canyon. That place is amazing, and it's got a waterfall too. You can hike about a mile to the top. You can hike back down to the bottom of it, and it's a really pretty place. But yeah, the great, Pigeon Forge. I love Pigeon Forge. Um, I live probably 40 minutes, less. If it wouldn't be for traffic, 40 minutes, but about an hour from like Boone and Blowing Rock and all those area. But well, guys, I'm gonna get off here for tonight. I'm gonna try to kick back again and lay here with my pup and watch some TV and kick back. Enjoy my. I'm off today and I'm off tomorrow and gonna do some family stuff tomorrow. But hope everybody has a uh, great weekend. I hope everybody gets some rest, and if you got to work, those out there working, be safe. Um, just remember, God loves you. Jesus loves you. Um, if you don't know him, um, I'm gonna put some stuff on here. Follow me. I'll teach you how to know. I'll get to know him. I'll introduce you to him. If you do follow him, uh, let him take over your life and watch things change. But that's all I've got to say today. I hope everybody has a blessed weekend and stay